Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today from outside the Wetsuit Centre head office. Welcome to our first video magazine, exclusive to the Wetsuit Centre on YouTube. The idea being basically just to talk about suits, innovation in suits, compare and contrast, different wetsuits that are coming out, new technology that's coming out, and to basically review wetsuits that have come through onto the marketplace and give you our ideas or our opinions on what are the best suits and for what reason. This is the first magazine we've done, so it's June 2012. Probably the most interesting news we've had at the moment, or something that's probably got us the most excited at the Wetsuit Centre, is O'Neill's new innovation in wetsuit technology, which is the Techno Butter material. We've done a little piece on this previously, on the lead up to the inclusion of the Techno Butter in all of the winter suits for 2012. And basically the boast from O'Neill is that it's 30% lighter than your standard neoprene and 17% more stretchy. And because of that, it's also got more warming properties to keep you warmer as well. This is the suit in question. This suit is a limited edition suit which O'Neill kindly gave to me to trial this year, basically 2012, and I've been using since March. The key in the technology then, without going into too much detail, is essentially the neoprene. The neoprene itself contains a lot more air than standard neoprene, and so the bonus of that is it makes it a lot lighter to the touch and to the feel, and it makes it a lot more stretchy as well. So it's a huge amount of stretch in the suit. And O'Neill so confident with this technology in terms of its warming properties, its warmth properties, and its stretch and flex, that it means a radical change to the O'Neill series of wetsuits for winter 2012 and for summer next year. When I say radical, basically they're dropping most of the polypro that runs through the inside of the suit. So if you look at one of the suits that we've got from this year, you've got the standard neoprene, you've got the standard sort of air insulated neoprene on the chest here. This is the Psycho 2, and then on the inside with the Psycho 2 you've then got all that sort of polypro red material there. What they're going to do this year with the Psycho Freak especially is they're dropping all of that material in favour of the air insulation combined with the Techno Butter neoprene. So you can see that running through this suit here, top to bottom. Okay, stitchless technology. You've got the really thin liquid taping over the top, which has now been fine-tuned and sort of come into play. And basically, yeah, the rest of it's just that Techno Butter, which you can see there. Really interesting material, very stretchy, and it's got that unique sort of jersey over the top, that lycra jersey, which basically means it's really, really soft to the touch. So that's kind of a exciting innovation in wetsuit material, and O'Neill are going to be introducing it into this year's range, which we've had the pleasure of seeing. We've done all our pre-orders for this year, and one of the suits to really watch out for is the reintroduction of the Psycho 1, the O'Neill Psycho 1, which was previously really popular, got taken over by the RG8, but it's coming back as a performance wetsuit, so stripped right down. And we've had a play with the next year's 2013 suit as well, and it's insanely light, meaning like insanely light. So that's pretty interesting, pretty exciting. I'll be really looking forward to trying one of those out. We're going to be looking at flatlock suits, so a review of the range of flatlock suits available for June 2012 from most of the manufacturers, or the ones that we stock anyway. The idea being, for a lot of people, summer they don't want to spend too much money on a suit because the water's pretty warm anyway, so they just want something that's functional, decent quality, nice and stretchy, that's going to keep them pretty warm and keep them out in the water for a little while. So, having said that, we just looked at the range of flatlock suits. When we say flatlock, we mean the actual stitching of suits, which are the sort of cheaper end of the market, just to sort of compare and contrast and see what our favourite is. So we've got a few here. We've got the Rip Curl version, which is the Stomp. We've got the Animal, which is the Amp. We've got O'Neill Reactor, but we also have the O'Neill Hammer, which is a flatlock suit, and a Billabong Foil. Okay, when we talk about flatlock, we're basically talking about the stitching on the suit. So the stitching just basically means flat lock, so the two pieces of neoprene butted up together, then stitched flat, basically, which is a good quality, robust steam, but it's breathable, which basically means water does come in through the puncture holes and will eventually come into the suit. Doesn't gush in, but it does sort of come in through there. The alternative seam is what we call GBS, which is glued and blind stitched, which is more expensive, it's more technical, and it seals the wetsuit basically. So the flat lock is the cheaper end of the market. So what do we have? We have the Stomp. Basically, you can see the suit. Great suit for the money. When you're talking about cost, this is pretty much one of the market leaders. The reason it's a bit cheaper is the quality of neoprene. Not as high as some of the sort of higher grade suits, basically. So, although it is flexible, it's not as flexible as, say, the hammer or the foil. Okay, so it's more about cost effectiveness, this suit, and good value for money. Got a bit of smooth skin on the front, got a bit of smooth skin on the back, which keeps out the wind, and basically flat lock seams the whole way through. You haven't got too many panels on the suit, which is pretty good. You've got good quality sort of like rubber knee pad there, basically. So in terms of entry level suits, this is okay. It's definitely up there, and it's a good value for money. The next one along, the equivalent to that really is the O'Neill Reactor. The O'Neill Reactor is priced at the same as the Stomp, so it comes in a little bit under these other guys. Basically this year it's pretty much unbeatable in terms of price. You're looking at 69 quid for this suit, 69.99 for English pounds. The Animal Amp then, nice looking suit, flat lock stitched. The A-Flex neoprene, which is what they call their high grade neoprene, runs right way through down to under the arms, right to the hip. You don't get it around the collar and you don't get it around the front panel, but you do get that smooth skin again around the collar to keep it nice and soft against your neck. Zip, as you expect, you've got the smooth skin on the back there. The zip folds over the top of the zip there, basically, so it minimises the amount of water getting in through there. And then under the zip, you've got a little flap to stop the water coming in directly onto your back. Okay, that's pretty much standard with these sort of suits. The difference between the different suits, as I say, is kind of more the cut, the placing of the seams, and then the small technical features as well, which is something that the O'Neill hammer does very well. The O'Neill hammer, again, has that ultra stretch neoprene, or ultra light as O'Neill call it, in the upper body, running down to the top of the hip, and then it switches to the standard BTN. But with this suit you get the roll neck collar, which some people might prefer, and basically that's two pieces of neoprene which move against each other, which stop the wetsuit rubbing up and down against your neck and giving you a rash. So the inner piece stays static and the outer piece actually moves up and down to stop you getting a rash. So that's something you get over and above. With this suit as well, you get like the O'Neill style cuffs. Basically they create a ridge around there, which works well with gloves. If you do decide to use it for that. So, and also it makes it a little bit more rigid, so it's less likely to flush and roll up your arm. So Duraflex knee pads you get with most of these suits as well. So really, in terms of this range, you're looking at the sort of the Animal, the Hammer, and the Billabong foil all around in the same sort of price spec. So they're about an extra £10 or £20 over and above the real standard suits like the Reactor and the Stomp. My personal favourite, and pretty much unanimous across the range here, is the Billabong foil. This is the suit here, basically. The reason we say that, me personally, this is down to my personal preference and some of the other guys in the Wetsuit Centre, but basically is the placement of the seams. With the Billabong foil, you get that really stretchy, ultralight neoprene across the whole arm. Okay, or whole upper body into here. But if you look at the sort of seams and the difference in the seams here, the placement, with the Animal and with the O'Neill, you've got that sort of seam running across the shoulder. Here it's just one piece across the whole top, and basically that means there's no seam running across here, which gives you really loads of flex. And for a flat lock suit, that's really awesome. It's really well fitted to the body. It'll hug your body and it'll give you much more room and freedom where you really need it, which is in the upper body. You've still got all the other stuff you'd expect. You've got the smooth skin front and back. You've even got, with this suit as well, that really soft neoprene, the ultralight neoprene, runs right the way down the back of the bum there as well. And I even think they put it around the side of the legs to make it easier to get on and off as well. So you get a huge amount of that really flex neoprene, much more than the other sort of two suits. So that's a definite bonus as well. Okay, so promotion for June 2012 is all about the Rip Curl H-Bomb. The Rip Curl H-Bomb is known to be one of the warmest suits, or pretty much the warmest suit on the market, and the reason for that is it's a heated wetsuit, so it's the world's only heated wetsuit for those of you who are familiar with the H-Bomb. Bad news about this wetsuit is it's very, very expensive, normally retailing for £750 and £800, but for this month, or for while stocks last basically, we have the suit going for £379 for a 3-2, and £389 for a 4-3 with hood. So it's a fantastic offer. We've got full-size brakes at the moment, so make sure you come to the website, wetsuitcentre.co.uk, look up the Rip Curl H-Bomb and get yourself a bargain while they last.